Good Monday morning, and thanks for listening to my musing this week about challenges. If you noticed in the email that we sent to you today, there is a link to a 21-day challenge about racial justice out of the Presbyterian Mission Agency, and I want to encourage you to consider doing that over the next 21 days. But maybe aside from that, maybe as a part of that, I have been thinking this week about what challenges mean in the life of faith. That in the book of James, chapter 1, verses 2 through 4, it says something like, take joy, my brothers and sisters, every time you face a challenge, because you know that facing challenges allows you to be steadfast in your faith. It provides a goal or a standard to check in with ourselves. And I think we kind of understand that best not through the life of faith, but through the life, at least for me, through the life of sports. And that made me think of a great time when President Kennedy talked about football. He was speaking at the University of Rice in Houston, Texas, which is not normally remembered as the speech where he said why Rice should play Texas in football. But that's the line that immediately precedes when Kennedy says, we choose to go to the moon. We choose to go to the moon not because it's easy, but because it's hard. The other things that he talks about. Why do people climb the highest mountain? Why do we seek to explore? And why does Rice play Texas in college football? In sports, you test yourself, your best lift, the hardest team, how fast you can run. All of those things are challenges to ourselves. Every athlete knows the value of a challenge because when you meet it or exceed it, it's a way of testing yourself and knowing how committed you are and how you are progressing. When it comes to race in the United States, when it comes to race in your engagement with it, when it comes to Woods and its engagement with race, how do we challenge ourselves? How do we measure where we are, how far we need to go, and where we might be? The Presbyterian Mission Agency has provided just one resource for that, and let that be a starting point. So over the next 21 days, I encourage you to read, to engage, to volunteer, to serve, to do what it says in the 21-day challenge as a way of measuring where you are and where you might be going, where we as a church might be going as we seek after this 4th of July weekend to be people who encourage liberty and justice for all. So those are my thoughts. Thanks for listening. I'll talk to you next Monday.